Hey guys, Cam here, also aka Top Speed Junkie 1. I'm going to give you a review on this Traxxas here, on this Rustler, okay? Exactly what I think of it. And the reason I'm doing this is because I just registered this thing today and it asked me what I thought of it. And after doing some thinking, I didn't write a flattering remark there, okay? Don't get me wrong. It's the best RC car on the market, I think, okay? But it's not the best when you take it out of the box, okay? First time I took this thing out of the box, I ran it for a total of 4 minutes, I think. Bumped the curb, busted the caster, okay? Now, what we're talking about, the stock body is fine, okay? So you don't need to go this far or nothing, paint your own bodies, whatever. The stock body's fine, okay? The casters are these things here. That was the very first thing I broke. Okay, so I replaced those with RPM casters. You can replace yours with RPM casters, or you can replace them with aluminum. I'm going to give you all the stock numbers for everything you need for this thing, so that when you buy it, you're ready. You spend your $700 at the RC shop, take it home, you got a car that's going to work for you. It's going to work good for you, and it's not going to break it in 10 seconds. You're not going to be running back and forth to the RC shop. Now, a lot of these ideas aren't my own. I got a lot of this from Draven, 3907, watching other videos, and this is how I got my car set up. Now, I don't have the Monster Mamba and stuff like that. I don't have the extra $600-700 worth of parts to make this thing do 100. I'm just telling you what you need to get it at home, play with it, have some fun with it, mess around, and not break it every 10 seconds, okay? So the first thing I broke was the caster blocks. I live an hour and a half from the hobby shop, so I drove this for 3 minutes, broke the caster blocks, and it sit for 3 days, okay? So, and don't get me wrong, I asked the guy, what do I need? So, you know, he sold me the A-arms right away, okay, which are RPM, which are a necessity. If you're going to buy this, get the A-arms. I don't suggest getting aluminum right off the bat, because you're going to bang it up and you're going to scratch it. Aluminum bends too. RPM will give you some play there, right? And, you know, you won't be so mad if you bang it up. So go with the RPM A-arms. Okay, the RPM bumper, necessity. Bumper A-arms, caster blocks. Okay, these little blocks here. They're 30-degree caster blocks. They're basically what this hinges on here. This thing hinges on. So you're gonna need those, okay? Because they'll break so simple. The stock ones are just brittle little plastic. These ones got some give to them. These are the plastic ones. You can get these ones. You can also get aluminum. Like I say, if I were you, I'd get these ones. They're only $9. Try and limit your expenses to start, okay? I'll give you the cost of the aluminum ones, though, okay? And then, other than that, aluminum shock caps, okay? Because these little arms here, they break off on the plastic ones. Like, again, they're just cheap, man. You know, this thing out of the box is built to break. I'm not going to lie to you. That's what it's built for, is to break. Okay, so you got the A-arms, you got the caster blocks, you got the shock caps, all 4 shock caps. The only thing else you need is on the back here, you need these stub axle carriers. I don't know if you can see in there. It's the little aluminum piece there that your axle rides in. And that was the next thing to go after I got all that replaced. So I got those in aluminum. I'd also do the front in aluminum, but I haven't had one of them break yet. I had this break, so I did those in aluminum, stub axle carriers. Okay, and of course the one thing you do need for sure is the wheelie bar. Okay, in this thing, if you want to go fast, even if you don't want to go fast, even the stock setup on this thing is pretty quick. I mean, it does 35 miles an hour if you put the 28 tooth pinion that comes in the box. It comes with the 26 and the 28. You put the 28 tooth pinion in there, this thing will do 45 miles an hour. Out of the box, that's with an 8.4 volt NiCad. Trust me, you get this thing, you go, holy smokes, this thing flies. You know, and it really does. And it does wheelies and all that. Get the wheelie bar. I went with the Traxxas one. I'm kicking my ass for doing it now because I know better now. This motor heats up. It's only designed to take 12 volts. You put an 11.1 volt LiPo in here. Each cell runs 4.236, 4.25 volts. So it actually runs 12.7, 12.8 volts. And that extra voltage, I talked to Traxxas because my machine was getting hot. That extra voltage is what makes that engine hot. It's not your gearing. It's that extra voltage makes your engine warm up. Unless you go to a lower voltage battery, you're never going to get rid of that. So, I just take it easy. I do a couple speed runs and whatnot. But if you want to run through a battery, the only way to fix that is to get the heat sink, put it on with some heat compound for computers, okay, on the back with a fan. Do one for your ESC too, okay, because they both get pretty warm. I do a speed run, I let it sit and cool down. I do a speed run, you never see me run through an entire battery for 20 minutes. I'd burn everything up. But in order to put that heatsink on here, you got to take this motor guard off that holds the wheelie bar, this Traxxas wheelie bar. So if I were you, don't buy this Traxxas wheelie bar. You can buy Integy, you can buy, what's the one I pulled up here? Yeah, the one I pulled up is Integy 8050S, and it's just an aluminum. It just attaches right on the base here to these 4 bolts, I think, or these 2 bolts, and it just comes out and up just a little. I'd straighten it to keep it low, because when you got this thing down, you don't want it up like this, right? When you stop wheeling, you want it just to pull up just a little bit, eh? I don't know. Maybe you do want to do wheelies everywhere you go. I don't. I like speed. So, once you get the wheelie bar, if you get the Integy one, then you can get the motor heat sink and fan. You can get the ESC heat sink and fan. You know, you can do all that. Right off the bat, you don't need that stuff, the heat sink. You'll be able to play around. Just watch your temperatures, okay? The stock tires, garbage. I blew through them. Day 2, I was doing a speed run, and foam come out of the front tire. You know, I almost lost my whole machine down a cliff. It was not a fun thing. I was pretty choked. So I went out and bought these Anacondas. I bought these before I watched Draven 3907's video. So now I got these Anacondas and these Road Rage. The Road Rage come unmounted, so I strapped them, which is putting duct tape in them. That's great. These come mounted already, so I couldn't strap them, so they balloon up like a bugger. But I got Jayco's coming, so it doesn't really matter. Either way, you're going to have to buy new tires. They're $31 a set. 31 for the front, 31 for the back, okay? It's got to happen. Okay, next, if you want to go fast, you want the power, you want to really piss around, you got to have an 11.1 volt, 5,000 mAh battery, 3-cell, and you got to have a charger to power it, okay? The stock charger on this thing takes 8 and some hours to charge that 8.4 volt battery. It's ridiculous, okay? That's the end of part 1 there. I'll be back and I'll give you the parts list and everything, and you can go over it, and I'll include that on part 2.